He is ShaDow.
And in the bottom right, for Team Super, it is the Canadian lad, Maplez. Oh, Canada. It is Canada Day today, by the way. It is Canada Day. We are here. We are ready to go. And we are starting things off with the pool first. Out of ShaDow, which is going to be tricky because I have taught myself to say ShaDown.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to be... I heard you do that earlier where you wanted to say ShaDown, but you said ShaDow. I was like, I'm going to do that all cast long, and there is nothing I can do to prevent it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. We go and I mean, we even read this. I read SHAD. I'm like, ShaDow in group stage 1. Weird, but okay. That sounds like a great matchup. And then it wasn't. Not that this is a bad matchup necessarily, but it's not exactly what we were talking about.
No, it certainly is not. This is a little weird, by the way, out of Maplez. Maplez has overreacted here pretty significantly. So he has gone for... So he scouted the pool first, and I think he thought that this was a 12 pool or something, because he's gone now double gate. And also, so there's a couple reasons why this is weird. First of all, the timing is off. Second of all, he's gone for 2 gates instead of just utilizing the fact that this is a 2-building wall. But we got to talk about the fact that there's a roach warren on the way.
I mean, is it an overcommitment now? If this is going to be 1 bait, well, I guess there's technically a second hatch on the way. But let's be real steadfast. We're going to tell it a 1 base because that is what it is for the most part. Natural is really only going to be for larva here.
Oh.
And with this being a 17 drone roach timing, 19 drones to start, Maplez quote-unquote overreacting here is actually not the worst thing. That being said, because of the recent balance patch, any sort of shield batteries he's making are not going to be nearly as effective as they might otherwise be. Only 50 energy versus 100, and of course, without that Nexus done, no shield battery overcharge as well. So the hold with the roaches might be a little complicated, but Maplez, he's going to have double roaches out rather soon. And let me tell you about roaches versus stalkers in small numbers.
They don't do amazingly. That is for sure. They don't do great. Now, against this, he would obviously much rather have a Stargate. Okay, he's seen the roaches. So he did cancel the shield battery initially, and he was actually only on 1 gas at the moment. So he's going to be a little bit gas starved. He does shade into the main base, will start going after drones in here. And this is a problem for ShaDow, but Maplez doesn't have much on the map. He did cancel the shield battery, and now it's going to be started with the Nexus next to it. So that's one really nice thing for Maplez, is that second shield battery will have a lot more energy. Also, ShaDow's about to be supply blocked.
I mean, is he? Because you do need those roaches at the front as well to defend. A single roach here is not really enough. So yeah, ShaDow technically, ShaDow technically was going to get supply locked by the Overlord, but he's not going to lose that way. He still actually needs to build Overlords. He's not building any right now, but he says, you know what? I'm going to lose 10 supply, and I'm no longer going to be supply blocked because all these roaches are going to go down. Meanwhile, it looks like Adept's finding a little bit more value on the other side. Warpin's here as well with these 2 gateways. Every single roach has gone down. I guess there's one more rallying across, but that is not really what you're looking for if you are a fan of the German Zerg player. And yeah, sure, he's droning out of this now, but Maplez is pretty equivalent in worker count. Maplez has 3 gateways, excuse me. He's adding a robo as well. And the follow-on push from our North American Protoss player with a Warp Prism and it's just 3-gate robo, it feels like it might be already too much for ShaDow to stop.
Yeah, this is going to be extremely difficult to deal with. We do have to note, by the way, that Ling speed was not done for this attack. He has now actually stopped gas mining and is just going to be going mass Ling, it seems like. This is a little bit funky, to say the least. We've got, wow, 3 more gateways coming down, so this is going to be 6 gates. So Maplez he's going to have a lot of punch with this push. And it's going to be extraordinarily difficult for ShaDow to deal with. Now, I will say it feels like Maplez is second-guessing himself a little bit. And it's funny because I can't really say exactly what is making me say that. It's just an instinct from watching some of the little moves he's made. They just feel a little bit shaky. Not necessarily the decision-making. It feels just like maybe his units I think it's one of those intangible things of being away from your comfortable setup. And we do see him actually a little bit supply blocked here. And wait, does he have a Warp Prism? Oh, he does. Okay, yeah, it's already done. Yeah, he's good.
He is. So now here comes Maplez onto the other side of the map. He's got 4 sentries, plenty of energy for some force fields, 6 gateways, and ShaDow, he's ShaDow. Wow. My goodness. He's going to find it. He's going to lair. On 33 workers, he's going up to lair. And yeah, sure, Lings are great against Stalker Steadfast, but when you got a couple Zealots into the mix, when you have these force fields that kind of wedge them away, when you have a Warp Prism there for what is effectively Blink, Lings, they're not quite as good as they might otherwise be. So Lings, they're looking for this round. Stalkers are just knocking down everything at this point, but Warp Prism's going to be alive. Maplez, he did the math. He figured it out, and game 1 goes the way of our North American Protoss player. Oh, Canada.
Yeah. A wonderful day for Canada, and therefore the world. Yeah, he gets it done. He did what he needed to do. Really, really nice. It's a pretty expected result, I think. There's a reason that we were going to go with, Patty Mac versus Zane, is that it was probably going to be a lot closer of a matchup on paper. But I mean, it still was kind of neat, kind of interesting. Maplez was very, very prepared and was able to manage that attack very easily. And from that point on, the game was kind of over. Good on Maplez for not letting it go any further. If that goes longer, possibly ShaDow can somehow bring it back by playing super greedy. Obviously, it doesn't happen that way, though, and Maplez takes a pretty quick game number 1.
That he does not. I'm sorry, I believe I said ShaDow is German. He is Spanish, at least according to the spreadsheet I have. He is Romanian, according to the Wikipedia page. So he's a citizen of many places, is what I'm finding out on that one. But I'm gonna go with saying he's Spanish because that's what the internal document from ESL is telling me. So that's what we got. Anyways, folks, Stargazers map 2 and Steadfast. One thing I'm curious about is to whether Stargazers has been patched from. And it looks like it hasn't from the thumbnail. There is a nasty tank spot on Stargazers, and that does not really matter for this matchup because we do not have tanks. I mean, one could argue maybe Colossus are like that, but not really. And it is absolutely disgusting in TVZ, so that may become relevant as the day goes on, as the days go on. But game number 2 is ready now, folks. Maplez, he's up 1. And in the upper left, in the red, he's down 1. He's rush pressure. It kind of didn't work. He is ShaDow.
And his opponent, spawning up at the top right for Team Super. It is Maplez. And ShaDow's going to do it again. And Maplez is going to scout it again. So it's going to be a pool first once more. Is it going to go double gate again? I mean, it worked out okay for him last game. I think it's not the way you want to play against this, but like I think Gate Cybernetics Core gets the job done. Okay, I like this. He's looking around for proxy hatches. Oh, wait, what?
I don't know why he's just. I guess he wants to make it a little bit closer. Is the only guess right there. That's odd, but anyway, we're gonna have a proxy hatchery on the way. ShaDow, there we go. Cancels it once, and now he's going for it once again. But apparently he does at least know what evil hides in the hearts of Zergs, because this is pretty evil here, Steadfast.
Yeah, I feel like this is kind of bizarre right here, and it feels like he's leading his opponent around a little bit with this one, trying to get them to respond a certain way after game number 1. Okay, there we go. Second gateway coming on down. This is mostly to wall against the Lings, though. I don't think he has any idea yet about this proxy hatch. However, this probe might find it by accident, and in fact, it will. Oh, this probe. No! Oh. No way! No way!
No. And the drones have already been brought over too, so it's not even like you gotta spend time to make it. So we're gonna see some spines drop. Now you gotta see the creep here. I gotta assume he saw the creep. Maplez did. So yeah, he's aware of what's happening now. We're seeing some stuff get chronoed out. He now sees the spines go down. It's absolute panic mode for the Canadian Protoss. Does ShaDow have what it takes to steal a map from Maplez? I mean, these spines getting down. That's not easy to deal with now.
No, it is certainly not. It is worth noting that there's no link speed with this. Oh, can he get the wraparound on the Adept? No, it's going to be able to wiggle and jiggle its way out. Well, there will, of course, be some shield batteries coming on down. No warp, or pardon me, no robotics facility. This warp gate, it feels like it might not finish. This is going to be under extreme duress here. I think I would like it, that one spine on the top side, to be a little bit closer to the cyber core. I don't know if he can hit it with all three, but he's going to start going after the units.
Yeah, the spine, all three spines,
there we go.
shelling away. Yeah, no, Warp Gate does not complete. Look at that damage, and he's not targeting with the shield battery. I guess didn't have, no, it absolutely did have range. So now, no Warp Gate. Stalkers are not in production here. Maplez, he doesn't really, I guess he's waiting for, he doesn't really have the money for it just yet. And while Stalkers, they do bonus damage to armored units, so technically they can deal with spines. They also get shredded by these spines, so really will all be down to the shield battery overcharge. And oh no, the pylon, yeah, I gotta pop overcharge for that one. 3 spines shredding away at this one. Looks like it's gonna be enough for now as the Stalkers can move a little bit far forward. And again, Maplez, he's relying on these 3 Stalkers, a hope and a dream. He's not really building anymore. There's a second queen now, but it looks like there's not enough energy for transfuses just yet. So 1 spine goes down, the pylon stays alive. There's a second pylon here now. And as Lings continue to fall, well, the problem right now is, of course, there's no forward pylon, so you can't really go, you can't build anything more. It is really all down to these 3 Stalkers and this Adept to make this hold happen. Maybe some drone pulls as well. But as the Queens, they have energy for transfuse now. More and more Lings come spilling on in. Steadfast, it feels like there was one opportunity for Maplez to make this hold happen, and now that he's lost pretty much all of his production, he is just doomed to lose his natural.
Yeah, this feels kind of inevitable at this point. Like you said, that he is going to lose that natural. Now, he does repower these shield batteries, and I think this is battery overcharge back off cooldown. In a very, very short period of time, it will be. One of the spines has gone down. I wouldn't have minded adding on another spine once again, but this is looking so scary. There's that battery overcharge. He will pop it to keep that shield battery alive. There's still another transfuse on the Queen. Can he outlast this battery overcharge? I think so.
Yeah, right now, Maplez, he's sitting there, he's like the dog with the coffee cup with the room on fire saying, this is fine.
And it most certainly is not. Now, there is going to be a Void Ray out momentarily. The Stalkers have stayed alive for a very long time, but I think you nailed it. This Nexus should go down. Now, we have to note, ShaDow's on 13 drones right now. This is not even if Maplez gets knocked back down to 1 base, the game is not instantly over.
I mean, yeah, and we also got to point out, ShaDow didn't mind any gas on this, so it's not like eventually he's just going to have this mass flood of Lings that can surround all the Stalkers and cause problems. So with good micro, Maplez, he should be okay to not lose any Stalkers. Is there anything sadder? Yes, there is, but just a bunch of slow Lings trying to chase Stalkers down off creep, it just really does not feel good. So yes, the natural has been overrun. The spines continue to run forward. Lings popping out a little bit by a little. But the Queens, actually, they don't have any transfuse. Actually, one more. Yeah, we're just barely getting that one right now, but he's going to miss the transfuse anyway. So it's only 1 spine remaining. Ling's trying to knock down these Stalkers that are really not going to go down there. That one gets very low, but shield batteries, folks. Powerful drug. And the Nexus is still not dead. The Queens are continuing to fall. And actually, wait, no, Maplez just has this health. This looked really bad. This looked really bad for Maplez, but really great, excellent crisis management. And there we go. Maplez, he takes the 2-0. He moves on.